LSD was isolated by Stoll and Hoffman in a Sandoz pharmaceutical company of Basel, Switzerland.
There was a lot of promising research that unfolded in the 1950s, and by 1961 there were over 1,000 published articles using LSD. The idea of treating people for alcoholism with LSD came about when they watched people going through delirium tremens, and they watched the pain and suffering that people experienced when they hit rock bottom. And they thought it was possible that perhaps you could hijack that experience by giving people LSD before they physiologically reach rock bottom. And they thought this would work by kind of scaring people, that the subjects would have a very terrible experience and it would frighten them and they would seek help as a result. But it didn't really work out that way. What happened was alcoholic patients would come through this treatment and they actually had very reflective experiences. Some of them were quite beautiful. Many of them were overwhelmingly spiritual.
I've never seen this infinite beauty in my life. It's like a curtain or a spider web. Can you see it? It's right here in front of me, right now. Watch. No. Good heavens. You know what went through me? It passed right through me.
And so we know that Bill Wilson, or Bill W., one of the co-founders of Alcoholics Anonymous, sought out psychedelic researchers in the United States and also came to Canada in search of this mechanism to determine whether or not there was a way to get more people into Alcoholics Anonymous by having an LSD treatment initially. One of the things that Alcoholics Anonymous offered to people that wasn't necessarily offered in a hospital setting was step 2, which was recognizing that there is a God. And for many of the alcoholics who were asked to come in and talk about their feelings or accept that there is a God, this wasn't really something that they were prepared to do. As one of the subjects told me, I wanted to get drunk and I wanted to, hit on women and I wanted to fight guys. I didn't want to sit around talking about my feelings and thinking about God. He said, but after I took LSD, I saw God and I was prepared to come in and listen to other people talk about their feelings, and I appreciated and understood why I needed that context to get there. And within a few years, people being treated with psychedelic therapy for alcoholism were claiming success rates of, in some units, up to 90% success rate with a 2-year follow-up, and that's with complete abstinence. No research units have ever claimed any kind of success at that level for any alcoholism treatment.
For a lot of people, it's just becoming this miracle drug and the cutting edge of science, and psychologists and therapists were rushing into this new field. Then the U.S. found out about it and they're like, ooh, can we weaponize it? Because that's what we do. And they thought maybe you could dump a bunch of it in enemies' drinking water to drive them crazy or to pacify them, or maybe you could torture people with it, use it as a truth serum. Who knows the amazing possibilities? Every other country was like, seems like we're helping a lot of people with this stuff. The U.S. is like, but can we destroy them? It's just cultural differences. It's the wackiest thing.